Welcome to The Woman in the Work. I'm your host, Holly Lambrecht, and I'm really glad you're here. This podcast is about the relationship between the woman we're becoming and the work we're building in the world. Because behind every business, every dream, and every big decision, there's quieter work happening within us too. And here, we talk about both. Hello, welcome. I'm so happy you're back. Man, what scariness it is to be seen in the world, right? I don't know about you, but to allow the world in, to allow the world to see who you are on the inside, to allow people into your world, it can be really scary. So I want to talk about something because everything can look totally fine on the outside, right? Perfect life, you've got the family, you've got the job, you've got the successful business. But how do you feel on the inside? How does it feel on the inside? And for some of us, that can be a really hard question. I know about a year and a half ago, when someone asked me, how does it feel on the inside? I was like, I don't know. I didn't really have a feeling. I couldn't put words to it because my inner system was so overwhelmed that I didn't have words. I would just shut down. Have you ever felt that before? Where your body just shuts down because you truly can't name the emotions or the feelings that come when you're asked that question? There's this gap between the inner work and the outer work, and this inside and outside, right? And this is where most of us live. There's a few reasons. One, doing scary things can be hard. We could say that. Starting a podcast for me, hard, scary, but I'm here. Because there's the visible work that we do, which is when we're growing a business, right? We have to be visible. We have to put ourselves out there. This is what I do. This is what I'm doing. This is what I charge. And that's a visible thing. Then there's the showing up as a parent, showing up as an employee, showing up as a spouse. What does that look like? Again, visible. These are things that people can see. And so in this case, we might be putting on a certain hat, right? We might put on a hat of being perfect, wanting the world to see us in a certain light or see us in a certain way. Because if we step out of line or we look different for someone else, we don't want that to happen. They need to see us exactly as we want them to see us. And then we get into a space of leading and growing, and now we're wearing a different hat. Because as you start to lead and as you start to grow, no matter where that is in your life, business, personal, as a parent, all of those things, now you're visible in a lot more places, depending on the path that you're choosing. And the visible work that we're doing is seen. Then there's the invisible work. And this is when those little thoughts are in your head. Have you ever had stories in your head where you're like, man, it just this wheel of stories that goes, right? I always say I have this constant movie going in my head of things that are not actually happening, but my brain is saying they are. Have you ever had that? I know I can't be alone in this. Please tell me if I am not alone. I would like to know if anyone else has experienced this, where it's kind of that inner, talk about an inner mean girl, or just in general, maybe you've played out something is going to happen, and then you get to that situation and it's either A, that's what happens, or it's not at all what happens, but in your body, that's still what feels like happens. The invisible work is that doubt, the doubt in yourself, the doubt of your capabilities. It's the identity shifts as you start to change in the world. You know, you go from being just a mom to a mom and a business owner to now I'm a mom, a business owner, a podcast speaker, to now I'm a speaker, to all of these different identity shifts of like who we are. And those are internal. Those things are internal because they can see some on the outside, but these are like identity shifts of like, who are we? And these change over time. They change with experience too. And then internally, we're holding everything together, right? Maybe you go to an event and you get this horrible news. Hold it together. Don't cry. We have to hold it together because we need to put on a face, put on the mask that we're wearing for the day, whatever that is. Put it on. Because today we have to be this person. But once the event is over, we can take it off and we can release and we can let it go. But right now, we have to shove it down. Man, that's hard. Because through all of that, through all of the shoving down, through all of the hats you're wearing and all the masks you're putting on, you quietly are losing yourself. That's how I felt. Some days that's still how I feel, right? We go through, this can be a daily cycle. It doesn't matter. The work is always happening. We keep trying to fix the outside, right? Like we're going to the gym, we're showing up different, we're doing all of that, but like, what's going on the inside? And are we giving that the attention it needs? Some things that I did last year to really start like showing up for my internal self was around breathwork and somatic healing because I was done talking about it. I had done therapy for years. Years. I'm talking 15 plus years of talking about it. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. You feel that? You don't want to talk about it anymore. We don't want to say the thing anymore out loud. We just want to literally feel it and release it, is what I started to think. Like, feel whatever I needed to feel and let it go. That sounds easy. I only wish that it's easy. It's not. It's not easy at all. It takes a long time. I remember one of my first breathwork sessions that I did in a group setting, and it was just like more of a relaxing one, but one of like the first ones we did, I give back, I take back. And this was a practice where while you were breathing, you kind of used your hands and it was like, I give you back, and you would say whatever to whoever. So you could pick anyone out in the world to give back their energy to. So if you felt like you got a specific thing from a specific person, so this could be like, it's not in a negative way because like we can't digest other people's energy. So it's like I give back, I take back. So it was like I give you back your anxiety, I give you back your self-doubt, and then it's like I take back whatever it is you wanted to take back as you're practicing this. And I remember just like bawling through this whole thing because it was like so real to feel like all of these things that have felt taken from me over time. And we don't realize all the things that are taken from us over the years of being quieted or shut down. And so thinking of those things of like when those times in your life started shifting to maybe when you started quieting your internal voice, maybe when you stopped listening to her, listening to that inside that talks to us. I think I stopped listening to mine a really, really, really long time ago. And so it's become very challenging and hard to like start to trust again, to actually like allow me to trust that I can listen to that. Because we have a lot of those different things inside, right? So I just urge you to know that, like, we're not broken. You're not broken. We have the internal and the external work that we have to keep doing, this invisible and this visible work. So maybe you are someone who is continuously showing up on the outside. You're going to the gym and you're doing all the things on the outside, but something still feels off. But you're not sure where to go. Then I'm so glad you found here, because the woman in the work is going to talk about both. And how do we show up and do both? Not perfectly, not every time, but putting some things in our toolkits to start to feel again. To recognize that there is an internal heart and soul that also deserves some attention. Because you are not broken. You are truly just trying to do 2 jobs. And it's not easy. And nobody has told you that. I invite you to listen here as I start to talk more and deeper about what some of that inner work and invisible work can look like, what it can start to feel like, to trust your intuition, to trust your inner knowing, and to follow your soul and your intuition. It's not easy. It takes practice, it takes guts, and it takes a whole lot of heart and soul. But I do know that as you start to do that, there is such a beautiful knowing on the other side of the invisible work once you start getting there. And here, we're going to take care of both. We're going to take care of the woman and the work that she's doing in the world. We're going to take care of the work. We're going to talk about the work, because here we're going to take care of both. Because they both deserve attention. They both deserve to be talked about, and they both deserve to be recognized. I hope something resonated with you today, and I can't wait to talk to you and see you again. Thank you for spending this time with me. Remember, the work you're doing in the world is always connected to the work happening within you. And here, we take care of both the woman and the work. I'll see you in the next one.